Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of The Backlog, where we sit and play a specific video game, but also just talk about video games in general, because they're awesome. We're not so lame that we only talk about politics and horrible things in the news. We're also cool enough to play video games.
Yeah, even though we just spent our entire evening talking about horrible things in the news.
I am one of those super cool people who play video games and ride motorcycles and ride snowboards, and I have a kind of cool job that I won't say what I do because it's kind of weird.
Really?
Nobody cares about that.
Really, it's cool.
Oh, you're right. It's not cool. But, you know, I'm like a normal dude. I don't live in my mom's basement.
Clearly, you're married with children.
Some people who are married with children live in their mom's basement. I actually know a guy who lived in his mom's basement for a while with his girlfriend because they refused to get married, but they lived together for like 7 years and had 2 kids together.
Wait, is that who I think it is?
Nah, no, I don't think you know him.
Oh, okay.
In fact, I'm certain you've never met him.
Because wasn't there...
Or his woman. I don't
I
know what
thought
to
there
call her.
was a couple that we've spoken of before for their poor choices who ended up moving back to live with her mom.
No, it was his parents' basement, not hers.
Oh, huh? Okay.
Different people. I'm not even sure who you're talking about. Anyway, this is not great podcast content. Any hoozle. Don't say that to me. It's insulting down to my core.
I am trying to find something made out of tenebrium, and suddenly I can't.
That's not a great segue, but we're playing Divinity Original Sin today. The first one. If no one knows, I'll describe it now. I wrote some notes. Divinity Original Sin is developed by Larian Studios, a Swedish company? I meant to look that up. They're definitely Scandinavian, Northern European, but I don't remember which country.
Swedish sounds right, but I don't know. They're great. We love them. Because
they're really good.
They realize that a good portion of their fan base is married couples.
Yeah, well, they came out with... Let's break this down, though. The previous games, which I don't have written down, but they all have the word Divinity in them. I think the first one's called Divinity... Oh, I can almost see it in my brain.
We have it on the computer, yes?
I don't know if I ever got the first one. But I have Divinity 2. It's called the Dragon Knight Saga. It's like a one-person RPG. Can't really say much more about it, except it was unique because you could turn into a dragon rider. And like at some point during the story, you could literally ride dragons around. It like turned into almost like an old Panzer Dragoon type of game where you're flying a dragon around and shooting bad guys with it. It's pretty cool, but also very. It's just an old school RPG, not so old school as to be just only top down, like it was 3D and whatnot. But yeah, good game. I liked it. I played like 22 hours, but I didn't get through it because it's like really, really long, and I kind of fell out of it. It was fun though, when I did play it. Anyway, they make that and several games before it. This one broke the mold. This is different for them. Apparently, it was partially funded through Kickstarter. They got $950,000 through Kickstarter. Part of their goal with Kickstarter, even though they had publishers that were going to help with the funding, but the Kickstarter was there to like augment the game and make it more full and like fill out stuff. So they needed more money to do more stuff, so they took to Kickstarter and people came through. Successfully funded. I'm not sure what... I'm sure if I dug deep I could find the specific things they put into the game because they were able to have more funds, but I wasn't going to dig that deep. It's late. I don't care to do that much internet research on this game. But it's real fun. As you were saying, it lends itself extremely well to couch co-op. It is built from the ground up to utilize couch co-op, which we appreciate because we're literally on our couch. We're playing on the Xbox One. The game just before it, Divinity 2, did not have co-op. It was just a single-player RPG. You play it by yourself. And it gets very boring for anyone around because you're just sitting there reading tooltip menus and no one else cares.
Yep.
This one is really well done for co-op. If you're playing by yourself, you have 4 players and the 2 main characters and the 2 support characters, NPCs that you can control, basically. If somebody else wants to play, they can just pick up player 2's controller and push a button, and they can take control of the other main character. And that's it. It's that simple. And they can go do their own quests if they want. They can actually complete parts of the quests elsewhere in the game and fight other bad guys and do whatever they want away from you.
As long as you're in the same map.
Yeah, there's like 3 main areas. 4.
I feel like there's
4.
Maybe. I think there's
at least 3, but there might be one more. It's kind of a smaller area. Anyway, yeah, they're big. So, yeah, as long as you're within the same area, the big area, you can go anywhere you want independently and do what you want. It's great. Talk to your own characters, go through your own quest chains, but you can also play together. And if the 2 players come together, it had a dynamic screen switching thing, so once you're close enough, the split screen in the middle would go away, and it would be a unified view. We played this game a lot. Lots of hours on this game. We've played it through 1 full time and another half time, about. Maybe not even half. The second playthrough.
Yeah, you didn't play very much of it at all with me.
Yeah, well,
And then you complained when I tried to get you to play it again.
Well, you're kind of forcing me to play games. I want to play Hollow Knight, alright? There's one game that holds my heart right now. I want to play
Divinity Original Sin 2, but our computer's not working.
Yes, well, that's kind of... We'll remedy that someday soon. Anyway, we always play with forced split screen because it gets annoying. You walk just a little far away from each other, the screen tears in the middle and it zooms in and out and it flips around and your viewpoints are always flipping around and looking real obnoxious. But so we always force the screen to split no matter what, even when we're next to each other. But it's a nice option to have one full screen to play on once in a while. Mm-hmm. What other game does that? The dynamic screen switching thing that was so obnoxious. I feel like it was a Nintendo game.
I don't know. The Lego games do that a little bit.
Oh, that's why I thought it was Nintendo, because kids' games, Nintendo. Yeah, the Lego games did that, and that one was weird, though, because it would, like, the screen split would, like, dynamically change. Like, sometimes it would, like, split horizontally, and sometimes it would be vertically, and it would, like, turn and move. It's real strange and hard to deal with sometimes. Anyway, this game, I'll continue with my notes, released on PC, PS4, Xbox One, Mac OS X, and Linux. Came out in...
Are we picking up very well? We're both kind of sitting back a bit.
Yeah, it should be fine. Shooby dooby 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 fine. That's my sound test. How'd that go? Pop, pop, popsicle. Test, test. 1, 2, 3. Funny, stupid joke. Sorry. Spectacle. Test. 1, 2, 3.
You're being weird.
Sorry. Came out on Windows in June 2014. Came out on consoles October 2015. So a full year and some months later, it came out on console. Long wait that. Didn't we have to wait for console?
This was on console when we bought it. We had to wait for
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
you know what? We didn't, because I'd never heard this game, but you mentioned it before, and we bought it and it had already been out.
Yeah.
Like, we didn't wait for it.
It's considered an RPG, but a lot of people would consider it a CRPG. So there's some subgenres in the RPG category, and I believe this is considered a CRPG, which the C stands for classic, because it emulates an old school RPG. Baldur's Gate comes to mind, but Baldur's Gate had a fixed camera angle, I believe. You couldn't pan it around. It's like a three-quarter like angular view, so you look down on the characters but not directly down. You look at them at an angle, almost like a 2.5D style. But you can pan the camera and you can zoom in and out. You just can't like zoom way down into them and have a first-person view. And you can't pan the camera down and up, only in and out and around.
Yeah.
Hope that comes across in audio for people to visualize what it looks like for anyone who's never seen it or played it. Old classic RPG games usually would let you zoom in and out but not pan the camera. You just got what you got. So the camera angle is a lot of what puts it in the classic RPG category, I believe. It plays a lot like other RPGs. If you've played them, I'm sure this is a video game podcast. I'm sure anybody listening knows what RPGs are. It has items. You can equip armor and items to your characters. All the items have stats that you have to look through. You have to upgrade gear if you get into a higher level. With bad guys that are stronger than you, got to upgrade all your gear to fight them. You have items that are endowed with special assets that enable specific things. Some of them have skills attached to them and spells you can cast. There's magic arrows and on and on and on. It's an RPG. You can cast spells. There's a magic system. Not much more to say about the mechanics.
No. Right now I am searching for a special element called tenebrium, which makes you sick, but it's the only thing you can use to take out a special totem that is preventing me from destroying these invulnerable bad guys.
There's a quest chain that lets you get the sickness off of you. I don't think we ever did it when we played through. I just read it in a forum like a moment ago.
I'm pretty sure...
Something about a troll king.
Yeah, no, I'm trying to do that, right? I've been trying to do that, and I couldn't find the book.
Finish that quest, and you can get the rot off when you use a tenebrium item.
Yeah, I've been also trying to do that. It's really confusing. You really need two people to keep things straight with this game.
Oh yeah, it's a big game. It's very, very dense. I imagine it'd be easy to keep straight by yourself. Mm-hmm. If you played it a lot, so all the info was front and center.
Yeah, but
if you take long breaks, you're gonna forget. It's like reading the first 4 chapters in a 1,200-page fantasy novel and then putting it down for 6 months. Like, you're not gonna know what's going on when you come back to it,
Yeah. What I was saying before we started recording is that you need to look up the location of this hideout in this annoying area where all the spiders are. I think I've killed all the spiders, but now I cannot find the secret hideout. It
doesn't exist. You've been Mandela'd. This happens to you a lot.
No.
Mandela effect.
No, there was a guy I talked to who said something about a hideout.
Well, you need to increase your
perception
so you can find it.
Dude.
Well, I can't help you then. I don't know where it is. Even if I could look at a map and tell you, yo, it's there, you can go there. It won't show up without the right perception, right? Because you hear the little bling, 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 bling.
But for all I know, I have high enough perception. I've been upgrading perception in order to find this. But it's a very annoying area because it's full of dust and it's got a lot of wind. And
you walk slow.
Yeah, your movement's decreased. It costs way more to perform any sort of action. I should be able to walk down there. That is just stupid.
Of note, on top of all the other good things I said about it, as far as being really good for co-op play, it's actually got co-op style puzzles for you to solve. Like, there's these items you can get that let you teleport to and from each other, and they actually design puzzles in such a way that they kind of expect you to have someone playing with you. Either that, or you can probably do the puzzles, but you have to switch characters over and over. Like two characters walk through one thing while the other two walk through a different thing. They hit the same switch to open the door or whatever, but it's real tedious by yourself. But if you have two people, it becomes a fun little puzzle to figure out. And you know the game makers expected that. And you were mentioning that it was Divinity Original Sin 2, where you read that they talked about how a bunch of their fan base were married couples, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they had a press release, because we were really excited when Original Sin 2 came out, because we played this, and we were really jazzed about number 2 after playing this, because this game is phenomenal. It's really fun. Which,
funnily enough, I was pregnant when we played the first game, and I was pregnant on exactly the same timeline with the second game.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, we played that second one a lot. Like, we blasted through it. I feel like we went through it pretty quick. And we're, what would you say, a third of the way through the second playthrough? When my graphics card started acting up, and now my PC's just kind of not operable right now.
I told you we should just get it on Xbox.
It's $60.
We've already put like 200 hours into it.
I know, but part of the premise of the show is that I'm a cheapskate who doesn't buy a lot of games if I can help it, if they're really spendy. I've only bought like 2 games in the past couple of months.
Oh, that's not true. Well, a couple months, yeah.
Yeah, I bought Hollow Knight the other day because my Game Pass is going to go away. And I kind of have to keep playing it now. I am fully dedicated to that game now. It was only $12, so I could justify it. And that's all I can remember buying in the past for a while. What did I buy? I feel like I bought something at the pawn shop recently. For $10. And recently, I mean like 3 months ago.
I don't know. We got the Handsome Collection finally.
That's true. From the pawn shop for $10. I almost bought Ride 2. It was for sale on the Xbox digital platform because the toddler is obsessed with motorcycles, and to be honest, so am I. But did not, because it was going to be $30 or $40, which is too much for a game I may or may not play enough to justify that money. Hollow Knight's already been played enough to justify $12. Mm-hmm. Definitely. And would you rather get the game we already own and have save files that are progressed in again and try and progress in them on the Xbox, or just get a graphics card for the PC so that it plays all kinds of other games as well?
To be honest, I think I'd rather just get it on the Xbox. I have barely played anything on the PC recently. Well, that's not true. I was playing Deus Ex Human Revolution again before the PC bit the dust.
I think the graphics card is a better investment than $60 for a game we already own.
But it costs more.
It does, so we gotta wait. That's why we're waiting. Anyway, we digressed. That's all we really have to say about this game. It's good. Whoever's listening, go buy it. I bought it on a whim. I just kept seeing it like advertised on the Xbox store, I believe. I'm not even sure why I was interested in it, but I thought, oh, this looks good. Maybe we'll buy it. And you were skeptical, and I convinced you, and we bought it, and then we were like in love, and we played it a lot.
Yeah, I think we got it just after we were done with Diablo, or while we were playing Diablo.
Oh, well, maybe that explains why I was looking at kind of this style. Although it's nothing like Diablo in mechanics, it kind of looks like Diablo because of the camera angle and whatnot.
Yeah.
It's a common enough camera angle. There are other things to talk about, though. Borderlands.
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier.
So, apparently, boycott Borderlands is a thing on Twitter, where all the nicest people in the world reside on the internet. I'm being facetious. The most horrible thing, people live there.
Well, a lot of people that we listen to are also getting on board with this.
Are they?
Maybe not a lot, but a few people. The No BS channel guy, he was talking about it a bit.
I will not be boycotting Borderlands.
No, I've been waiting like 6 years for that game.
Yeah, I will be buying it shortly before it comes out.
You know the fat guy gif freaking out? I comment that on almost every Borderlands thing. Or almost everything Randy Pitchford does.
Yes. I think we'll probably pre-order it like a week before it comes out just to get those bonuses. We're going to spend the money anyway, but we might as well get it a week before it comes out.
And let's just say, we're not people who pre-order games. We normally don't get super hyped about stuff, but
I've been burned on games. Pre-ordering games and buying season passes, I've felt that burn and it hurts. So I've tried to not do it. I've tried to not give into hype to the point where I just pay a bunch of money before something comes out. I can't remember the last time. The last time I pre-bought something and got stung real hard was Elder Scrolls Online. I paid a bunch of money for that sucker. I bought the special edition. I barely played it. That doesn't feel good. I don't like doing that.
Okay, give me a phone. I'm gonna look this stupid thing up.
Okay, fine. Take the stinking phone. I'm trying to think of something else I've pre-bought recently. Nothing recently, actually. It's been a long time.
Well, we knew we were gonna buy Tomb Raider as soon as it came out. We did not get the season pass.
Which was the wise decision. I will play it. I do like it. It's cool. I'll play it through eventually. It took me how long to play the second one? And then all of a sudden I got obsessed and played it through.
It came out in 2015.
It took a long time. But then I played the second one a bit right after it, and it's cool. I like it. I don't regret getting it, and you've played it enough to justify the price.
You mean the third one?
That's what I mean.
You said the second one, I thought.
Well, I was talking about the second one, but then I was referencing the third one. Yeah, I played a little bit of the third one. But I fell out of that and fell right into Hollow Knight, and now I'm stuck on a bad guy I can't beat, but I'm still going to hammer at it with my big, dumb, thick skull until I finally beat that bad guy and can progress. Anybody listening who wants to give me tips on the Trader Lord, feel free to email us at thehinterlandsmedia.com and tell me how to beat that stupid bad guy. Yeah, so people are boycotting Borderlands, and it all centers around this. And I agree that it's dirty. Apparently, does it all center around Sup Matt and what they did to him?
That's the impression I got. I haven't been following it because I don't want to be spoiled in the game, and there's an awful lot of spoilers, which is part of the issue, I guess, is that Sup Matto is a Borderlands channel, and he was putting out videos on spoilers that other people had put out there. And I guess 2K decided to come after him?
Yeah. Allegedly, this is the story. Allegedly, 2K hired private investigators to go to his house and, harass him. So they found out where he lived, and they went to his house, which is gnarly. Like, a publisher hired private investigators to come talk to you about leaked content for a game that's coming out in a month? That's retarded. I totally understand why people are upset. On the flip side of that, this has nothing to do with the creators of Borderlands. For once in his life, it doesn't have anything to do with Randy Pitchford, who has had some weird story things go on. You know what I mean? I'll freely admit that. Like him or hate him, the dude has some drama go on around him. And I think a lot of it is because of him. He's a strange cat. But this is their publisher. This isn't the developers. This is the publisher. So it's kind of lame that you would... I don't know how the industry works. Like, maybe they've already made their money. but I imagine they all get royalties and whatnot. I don't know how it works, but I would think that boycotting the game would take money out of the creators' work, the people who had to draw all the art for these new games, the voice actors and all those people. It might affect their income on this game, which is pretty lame because it's not their fault. It's 2K's fault. Maybe you should boycott 2K, i.e. stop buying NBA 2K every single year, the iterative thing that doesn't change enough to justify paying another $60 every single year.
Well, the problem I see is that these people who throw hissy fits and say, I'm not going to buy this game, I don't think they really are diehard fans. Maybe I'm wrong, but I love the first game. I like the second one even more. I enjoyed the pre-sequel. I didn't think it was as good as number 2. But I'm going to buy the game regardless because I want to know where the story goes and I enjoy it. I don't really care what the publisher is doing as long as they're not taking my money and giving it to Planned Parenthood or something just to say, screw you pro-lifers.
Yeah.
So there are times when I will boycott something. For instance, we've canceled our Netflix because we weren't using it for one, and also they're horrible SJWs.
Yeah, there were 2 reasons for that.
But for Borderlands, say what you want about Randy Pitchford and everything, as far as I know, there's no evidence that anybody's done anything horribly, horribly wrong yet. Maybe I'm wrong.
It's just the stories that come out about him kind of leave a bad taste in your mouth, but they're not like, oh, Randy Pitchford's a horrible pedophile who used his power to recruit from his own company, and you know what I mean? There's none of that going on, as far as we know.
Well, my problem is that people who are not Christian, who are out to make money, they're always going to do douchey things.
Well, even Christians would.
Well, yes.
As well.
Yes, nobody's perfect, but you can't expect good things from fallen people.
Right.
Therefore, if you are going to get hurt feelings and not give your money to people every time, then you're never going to buy anything. Yeah. So people do make judgment calls. A lot of people who, I'm sure, I'm not going to give my money to 2K, they're being jerks. I'm not going to buy Battlefield 5, they're being jerks. I'm sure they'd go and they'll binge watch Netflix. I'm not...
Battlefield 5 is EA. But I get your sentiment because they're kind
of... I'm drawing comparisons.
Yeah. They're under the gun sometimes too, so...
Yeah. So, I mean, and I'm not making jabs at nerd culture, obviously. I've poured days of my life into Borderlands 2.
Oh, yeah. Well, how many... We had 7 or 8 days on our account on the Xbox. That doesn't even include Xbox 360 or Xbox One.
Yeah.
So on Xbox 360, our playtime was over 7 days on Borderlands 2. I'll admit,
I was a little mad when we transfer. Well, we didn't even transfer. We couldn't get our data to transfer. So we started new accounts on the Xbox One. It recognized that you had played.
I know. I've got 70-something golden keys and you got jack all.
Yeah, it didn't recognize my account. It kept telling me, oh, you started a new account. You need to do this. It kept reminding me of things that I knew. So I was a little bit peeved about that.
Yeah, it's kind of weird that it didn't recognize your account.
Anyway, I've been rambling. My point is that I don't think people really actually are diehard fans, if that's the attitude they're going to strike. I don't think
people are actually going to boycott either.
No.
When that game comes out, it's going to sell like gangbusters.
Yeah. So...
like hotcakes.
You can understand... On the one hand, you can understand people trying to clamp down on leaks. They don't know where it's coming from, and making an example of someone who is publishing leaks is probably what seems to be in their best interest. Yeah. It's like that old story of, what was it, the FBI who tried to prosecute a 12-year-old girl for burning a CD in the 90s?
Oh, I know. Yeah.
So, you can understand on the one hand that happening, on the other it is obviously unreasonable, but...
It's just goofballs, because any of those leaks... I mean, the only thing I feel like I can understand is maybe there's this extraordinarily jaw-dropping spoiler in the game that they don't want to get out there. You know what I mean? Maybe there's just this totally back guano thing that they did, and they don't want anybody to know. Mm-hmm. And they're afraid that he's going to go out and say it. He's just going to go say it. Mm-hmm. And the cat will be out of the bag, and no one's going to be surprised by it. Which would be lame. You know what I mean? If they're trying to keep something really, really big a secret, i.e., Handsome Jack's alive and he's in that game. That's my wishful thinking. I haven't heard anything. But you know what I mean? Maybe they're afraid he knows and he's going to come out and say it, so they're really trying to clamp down on him. I suppose they could justify their tactics, but on the other side of that, there's a lot of people like you and I who are purposefully avoiding listening to the guys who have the leaks because we don't want to be spoiled on the game. We like it enough to not know anything about it before we go into it.
Yeah.
We already know we're going to like it. It's Borderlands. We love Borderlands. You know? I don't know. It's a weird situation.
So the other part of that is going back a bit is people were throwing I'm being mean. People were upset that they had a timed exclusive with Epic Games because, God forbid, they wait a couple of months and get it on Steam.
Yeah.
My problem with that is that they're behaving in a way that people often... It was a different industry, say, people would be screaming about monopolies. Uh-huh. Steam seems to have a bit of a monopoly on PC gaming, and maybe I'm ignorant.
Not as much as they used to. Their thunder has been slowly being taken away. The brick wall that is Steam has been picked at quite a bit by like 6 other storefronts now.
Yeah. So what I see is that, companies have every right to, make deals with Epic Gaming. They're trying to build a platform. They're giving out sweet deals, according to what you said.
Yeah, I've heard recently that the money that they give out for like an indie game, like an indie developer, apparently it's such a large chunk of money that it pays for all their staff and their development. Just here's a chunk of gold to pay for all your development and your staff. You guys just won the lottery by getting your game on with us because we have all this money. Here, take it all. That's what kind of money we're talking about. It's big, big, big bucks for indie creators.
So, free market at work.
Yeah, exactly. Now, my only hope really is that they take some of that money and develop their launcher because I haven't installed it. I was really tempted to a few months ago when they had a couple specific free games that I wanted, but now it's passed, so who cares? But it's my understanding that's kind of a garbage launcher. Like it needs a little love.
Well, didn't it start out as just a Fortnite launcher?
I'm not sure. I just know it's not. It's not. It doesn't work real well. It's not developed very well, which is kind of lame. You'd think with all that money, they'd put a little time and effort into their launcher to make sure it works right and looks good.
Well, regardless, it seemed a bit of an overblown issue to me.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it wasn't helped by the fact that Randy Pitchford has to get on social media and talk. But he's got a little bit of that Trump thing going, where somebody says something, he's got to get on there and defend his company.
Yeah. And he's also got that Trump thing where he talks by the seat of his pants, and sometimes he sticks his foot in his mouth. And people take it serious, even though we all say things that you can take out of context and make it sound horrible. We all do it. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's weird. It's a weird comparison, but it is kind of similar. Anyway, that's about all I have to say about it.
Yeah, I guess. I'm excited for Borderlands 3.
Yeah, me too. But my hype has ebbed off because I know it's coming. I know all the jazz. Now I'm just sitting and waiting. Because I'm just watching the trailers, the official trailers they release. That's all I'm watching. Because they're not going to reveal the big thing to me. It's the official trailers. So I'm fine with that. I'll just wait and we'll play it this fall and that'll be that.
I've never been so excited by a teaser as I was by that Mask of Mayhem.
That's a really well done teaser.
Yeah.
Though. It's full of Easter eggs and all kinds of cool, like, hidden secrets. It's very cool. And the music is cool. Yeah, that's one of the most rad little teaser trailers I've seen in a long time. And our toddler's going to be so excited when we start playing Borderlands again.
Yeah, we made the mistake of letting him watch the trailer with us, and now he wants to watch it all the time.
Oh yeah, he loves it. Yeah, I guess that's the podcast, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, that's it? That's all we're talking about?
Yeah, I think that's it. What else are you playing? I said a little tiny bit of breadcrumbs about Hollow Knight, but we did a whole episode on that. People love that episode, apparently. So,
well, I was playing Human Revolution before our PC died. I was making good headway.
Look, the PC is not dead. It just has a busted HDMI plug, and I've been too lazy to buy a DVI plug and blah blah blah. I could get it going if you really wanted me to. Probably cost
maybe tomorrow
$10 or something.
While you're hunting that cricket.
Oh yeah,
I will try. We've got a cricket loose in the kitchen every now and then. We go in there and kick a cabinet. It'll stop for a second. We do not know how they're escaping, but I've found like 3 dead ones in random places the other day.
Hey, just be happy they're dead, right?
No. The other day, I was waiting for the baby to go to sleep, and I saw one scuttle along the wall, and I shrieked. It wasn't scary. I'm not scared of bugs, mostly. But it's an instinctive thing. It's like when you see a mouse, you're not frightened of the mouse, you just shriek, and you can't help it. What?
I don't shriek at bugs.
Okay, I do. Okay? Remember at the apartment, there was this fat mouse?
It was not... Oh,
it was a fat mouse at the apartment.
We had a mouse at the apartment?
Yeah, remember? We tried to catch it for a long time. We set out all sorts of bait. This was back before you really knew your jazz.
Was it in the bathroom?
It was all over the apartment. The first time I saw it, it scuttled by the bathroom, and it was fat. We saw it a few times.
Wait, which apartment? The weird one or the nice one?
The weird one. And we set out peanut butter one time. It ate the peanut butter and ran off.
That sounds familiar.
One time I saw it go through the vent in the stove.
Stinking mice.
But no, there was a cricket that got loose in our second apartment.
That cricket was not nearly as big as...
Massive. It was massive.
It was not as big as you keep saying it was.
I don't know why you doubt me. Your mind
has inflated...
It's the size of a quarter.
Your mind has inflated the size of the cricket because your fear response was triggered.
It was living off toilet water for who knows how long.
Have you ever heard an old fisherman talk about his catches? Every time he tells the story, it gets bigger. And by the time he's like 90 and he's told the story 100 times, it's like a 40-foot fish that he caught on a 10-pound test line in a lake that's only 10 feet across. You know how it goes. That cricket's the same way. You're going to be an 80-year-old lady talking about this cricket that was as big as your fist, came out behind the toilet, tried to eat your big toe or something.
You're mean. You're picking on me?
I'm a little mean. Okay. Well, that's the episode then. Follow us on Twitter. I don't know why I do this with my arms every time.
You're not Italian. I don't know why you do that.
I talk with my hands. I don't know why. Follow us on Twitter at Hinterlands Feed. Give us a 5-star review on iTunes, if you will. That'd be nice. That'll boost our algorithm up the chain and all that jazz. I don't know. I don't know how this stuff works. I put the podcast out there and people listen to it. That's all I know. Technology. What is a cell phone anyway? It's like this little magic man is in my phone putting pictures on a projector.
Okay, with that.
I already said the email, so I'm not going to say it now. That's the episode. Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Bye.